Leslye Headland is big mad that people don't like her atrocious Star Wars show. Okay, she even calls it her most important piece of art. It's the thing that she toiled over to try to make as gay as humanly possible, because if you remember during that very cringe interview when she said it was the gayest Star Wars ever, laughing about it, thinking that people would go ahead and accept it, but then, well, people watched it and went, wow, an adult, a human being actually wrote this, huh? This is terrible. So as much as Amandla Stenberg wants to claim that this is all about racists, the bigots, leading at the forefront of the backlash, it's like, no, it's Leslye Headland's incredibly poor showrunning capacities. But just like the critique of the Stenberg stupid music video, the points do apply over here, because you have Headland saying that it's simply reductive to describe the witches as lesbians. It's simply reductive to blame the show that I championed as being the gayest show ever. The one that everybody associated with this continues to try to push as the gayest show ever. Actress Dafne confirms that Star Wars The Acolyte is pushing a queer agenda. I mean, you're not supposed to say that because it'd be reductive to do that, just like the show bigots. Dafne Keen, who plays Jedi Master Soul's Padawan Jeki in Star Wars The Acolyte, confirmed that the series is pushing a queer agenda. Megan O'Keefe of Decider asked Keen, is The Acolyte continuing its wonderfully queer agenda by introducing a possible romance between Jeki and Osha? I mean, they've exchanged like 4 lines in the show so far to this point, so because they've really showed no emotion towards one another, but they have talked, do they have a desire to viciously scissor? Okay, that's the important part. This is Star Wars, guys. Keen responded, I'm so happy that you asked, because this is my favorite question ever. I think for Jeki, it's very confusing, because as a Jedi, you're not allowed to have feelings for other people. No, that's canon. We don't deal with that stuff around here. Jeki is a very confusing, because as a Jedi, you're not allowed to have feelings for other people. Charlie Barnett, who claimed, yes, that Anakin Skywalker destroyed the Death Star, corrected her. Attachments, okay? Listen, I know the Star Wars, okay? Because you have Emperor Palpatine, who was, found alive on planet Exxon Valdez, and was able to do that because he knew that the Sith had access to powers that some would think and some would claim to be unthought of. Nevertheless, Keen continued, and I think she does. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I think she does. So yeah, guys, it's simply reductive to say that this is a big gay show. Come on, man. Leslye Headland, former personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein for not 1, 2, but 4 years, and showrunner to Star Wars The Acolyte, claimed that she is sad. Oh man, guys, she's sad. She needs to get another puffer jacket to make her less sad, I guess. Because her show is being dismantled. Not just because there's black people, not just because there's lesbians. It's because it's terrible. Speaking to The Hollywood Reporter, Headland stated, honestly, I feel sad that people would think if something were gay, that it would be bad. Yeah, no, that would be awfully reductive. That's just not the case with your show. She added, it makes me feel sad. Aw, that's terrible for an assistant to a human trafficker. I don't know if she did anything, in regards to fluffing the pillows on the casting couch, cleaning off any stains on potted plants. Don't know for sure what she did. A bunch of people on the internet would somehow dismantle what I consider to be my most important piece of art that I've ever made. Guys, you can't be mean to Leslye because she worked really hard on the show. But you know what? You know what else works really hard? A fucking dishwasher. Get to work, bitch. Showrunner would also address her interview with The Wrap, where she said that she was into The Acolyte being the gayest Star Wars ever made. Oh, it was The Wrap, right? In the original interview seen below. Yeah, you can go ahead and link if you don't remember, and I don't want to subject anybody to a bunch of hens cackling or Amandla Stenberg, I guess, trying to get her choreography right because she was doing a bunch of goofy-ass hand gestures during that interview that would end up playing into her diss track that she just dropped that is so cringe. She said, it's going to be a talking point to the gayest Star Wars ever. Amandla Stenberg then chimed in, because nerds are gay. I bet you thought that that was going to play a lot better with your show than it actually did. When asked if this was a fun element, Headland responded, "No, I don't think so. And yet people have told me it's the gayest Star Wars, and frankly, into it. Of course you are." Now, Headland tells The Hollywood Reporter, "I was surprised by the question. Amandla and I just burst out laughing because that's our knee-jerk reaction to being asked that. No, it guides everything that you do. It's everything that you talk about. Hey, can you tell us about our Star Wars show? It's gay! It's gay! We got gays! All the gays! Space U-Hauls, space plaid for our gay Jedi. It's great. We love the gays!" Shut up, it's your knee-jerk reaction. I don't know what the term gay means in that sense. Oh, shut up, you lying cow. She added, "I don't believe that I've created queer with a capital Q content. I mean, bro, it's a bad show, but it has a lot of gay shit in it. Like, let's not, mince too many words here. I get stuck in the weeds. It's for Smilo Ren to do in, episode 5 when we ultimately see that." Headland would also address the lesbian space witches she introduced in the 3rd episode of the show. I mean, what else are they? Okay, like, you got the screenshot right there. Okay, when one says "I carried them" and the other one says "I created them," and then they come this close to deep mouth tongue kissing one another. It's like, what? Come on, like, seriously, they're lesbian. They're all bitches on the planet. It's a planet so female I can smell the pennies through the screen. Like, that's what we're dealing with here. Something has to explain why stone huts burn, for Christ's sakes. Something has to be spread all over those walls. Headland would, address the space witches. In fact, the witches were confirmed to be lesbians in a puff piece by Brooke Barnes in the New York Times before the episode of the show even aired. I mean, he reported Jodie Turner-Smith plays a lesbian leader of the Regal Coven of Witches. And yeah, it was confirmed in the goddamn show. Despite the show marketing the Space Witches as lesbian, Headland now tells The Hollywood Reporter, "Don't believe your lying eyes. These are not the dykes you're looking for. They're in a matriarchal society. As a gay woman." See, literally, oh my god, I don't know, it's just a knee-jerk reaction. I had no idea what to talk about when it comes to gay, but as a gay woman, I knew I would read... it would read that their sexuality is queer, but there's also aren't any men in their community, so the closeness between the two of them would be natural. It seemed plot-driven. No, it's just life-driven, man. If it's a bunch of lesbians, it's probably U-Haul driven. That's probably why there's so many lesbians that are there, because they have to hop from relationship to relationship because they don't last that long. She then stated, "I would say it's really reductive to call them lesbians. I mean, they're lesbians, okay? Unless you're ashamed of being a lesbian, but whatever. I think it means you're not really paying attention to this story." We are! Oh, man, you don't even have to pull the death of the author card on this one. It's like, that's not what your show says, okay? And that's also not what you were saying. So the death of who in this situation? Myself, for covering the Acolyte, because it's trash, bro. The show has a scene where her mother Anastasia suggestively caresses Coral's face. These are all AIDSy names. Later in the same episode, it's revealed that Anastasia created the twins of May and Osha through the power of the thread. Ugh, I'm getting dumber reading this. While Coral carried them. Yes, of course, like I said, and that's the quote, and that's the screenshot from Nerdrotic, where it shows, horny lesbian. That's the one that's, stage left. And then lesbian space witch dictator is the one that's on the right. And horny lesbian is more than likely Smilo Ren, if we're going to keep it 100. On IMDb, yes, the show has a 3.4 rating. On Rotten Tomatoes, still at a paltry 14%. Metacritic, what was it? Somewhere in the 3s. Like, it's really bad, man. Everywhere that you go on this one, okay? It's getting torn to shreds, justifiably so. Not because it's gay, not because it has black people, not because it has white people either. If that was in there, the shit would be cringe. But if it was well written, whatever, man. There's a bunch of homosexual relationships and House of the Dragon, and I love that show. Season 2 started off with a bang. As we're rolling, actually, in episode 1. Hopefully it's building up to something great. Yeah, there's dudes banging dudes, there's chicks banging dudes, there's guys banging chicks and dudes. Like, it's fine. It's a well-written show, and people love that stuff. But yeah, if it's just simply bigots that don't like black people, gay people, non-binary people, whatever the hell that means, wouldn't you think that those same bigots would review bomb the likes of House of the Dragon, or if they, are a multi-discipline hater, like especially with the Nintendo stuff that was just announced, where you had 2 strong female characters have new flagship entries into their lauded franchises in Metroid and in The Legend of Zelda. Like, wouldn't you think bigots would be on full force over there? No, it's almost like there's a consistent through line when it comes to the hatred specifically pointed at the Star Wars properties. It's bad Star Wars. It's bad television. But it's important to continue to point out how bad this stuff is, how contradictory the stupid-ass nepotistic showrunners continue to be, because there you have, quite possibly, one of the worst actors ever in a Star Wars production. That's Leslye Headland's wife, by the way. Jedi Green Bean, Jedi Nepotism, whatever the hell you want to call her. You just can't call her very good at her job, but you can say she's the one that wears the strap-on in the relationship. That's a big woman. But no, Leslye, you're not good at your job. That's what people don't like. And reinforcing that fact, not letting shit like this slide, that's why it's so important. And Yellow Flash actually points this out very well, okay, in a quote tweet right here. Quote tweeting, I don't know, some random account. Why does he keep watching? In regards to Jeremy Johns, his more recent episodes that he's put up, his more recent videos that are out there. And yeah, he's doing episode by episode, except for the 2-episode premiere, okay, where he's just, slapping them both together. He's also reviewing, the biggest stuff that's out there. Inside Out 2, on its way to make $2 billion, or on its way to make $1 billion. I don't know about $2 billion, but at least $1 billion. Congratulations, I guess. The House of the Dragon, season 2. And then, yes, The Acolyte, but why do you continue? Why do you continue to hate watch stuff? Okay, because people need to be informed as to how bad this stuff is. And as Flash says, they want you to stop covering it so only the seal clappers remain, so that you get that positive feedback loop, because you can only be toxic if you're negative towards something. They don't ever talk about this positive toxicity that is out there that just continues to cheer on not just mediocrity, but just outright terrible stuff. And that's what we're seeing from the shills on the Acolyte side of things, the shills that are still remaining that support the Lucasfilm destruction. So no. We're not going to let them win. We're going to continue to laugh at this stuff because A, it's plenty funny, and B, it is super important, especially if we want a better and thriving entertainment economy. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.